Hello everyone, my name is Mrs. Thompson, and this video lesson is a 21st century after-school session for the Jamestown Public Schools. This lesson is geared towards students in grades kindergarten through 2nd grade. And during this lesson, we are going to be reading the book Giraffes Can't Dance by Giles Andre and Guy Parker Reese. So during this lesson, we are also going to be answering comprehension questions. Now, have you guys ever felt a little weird or awkward and just like you don't fit in? Well, that's how our friend Gerald is feeling in this book. So let's go ahead and take a look and find out why. Giraffes Can't Dance by Giles Andre and Guy Parker Reese. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully crooked and his legs were rather thin. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees, but when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. Every year in Africa, they hold a jungle dance where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. And this year, when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad, because when it comes to dancing, he's really very bad. Oh man, that might be why Gerald's feeling sad, right? It's because he doesn't feel like he fits in with the other animals. What do you think is going to happen at the jungle dance? Let's find out. The warthogs started waltzing. The rhinos rocked and rolled. The lions danced a tango that was elegant to behold. The chimps all did a cha-cha with a very Latin feel. The 8 baboons teamed up and did a splendid Scottish reel. Gerald swallowed bravely, and he walked onto the floor. But the lions saw him coming, and soon began to roar. "Hey, look at clumsy Gerald!" The animals, they all sneered. "Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool!" "Oh, Gerald, you're so weird." That was not very nice of those other animals. That really hurt Gerald's feelings, I think. So let's find out what happens. Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to the spot. "They're right," he thought. "I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot." So they did. They really hurt his feelings by being so mean. Oh man, poor Gerald. I hope something happens in this story to help him feel better. Do you think something's going to happen to make his day better? Let's find out. So he crept off from the dance floor and started walking home. He'd never felt so sad before, so sad and all alone. Then he found a little clearing and looked up at the sky. "The moon can be so beautiful," he whispered with a sigh. "Excuse me," coughed a cricket who'd seen Gerald earlier on. "But sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song." Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me, the sweetest music is those branches in the breeze. So imagine that the lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music if you really want it to. With that, the cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves started shuffling and making circles in the ground. His neck gently swaying, his tail swishing round. He threw his legs out sideways. He swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt up in the air. Gerald felt so wonderful, his mouth was open wide. "I'm dancing, yes, I'm dancing! I'm dancing!" Gerald cried. Then one by one each animal who'd been at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied and watched him quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle! We must be in a dream. Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen." How did you learn to dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us how. But Gerald simply twirled around and finished with a bow. Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon and stars above. "We all can dance," he said, "when we find music that we love." The end. So what did you guys think about that story? Did you enjoy it? I hope you did. So let's go ahead and go over some comprehension questions to make sure we were all paying attention. I know I was. Were you? Do you remember what kind of animal Gerald was? That's right, he was a giraffe. So, do you remember why Gerald was so sad at the beginning of the book? That's right, because he thought he couldn't dance, and he got made fun of by the other animals, huh? And that was really sad. But in the end, he found out that if you love something, you should do it anyway. And sometimes you're actually really good at it. So, where did the storybook take place? Do you remember? Where did we travel to in our story? That's right. Our story took place in Africa. Because that's what they said. Every year in Africa, they had a jungle dance, right? So, do you remember who helps Gerald feel better and not feel sad anymore? That's right, it was Cricket. Because he helped him find music that he loved, right? Now, this is a tricky one. Do you remember what instrument the cricket played while Gerald danced? That's right, it was a violin. Well, that's all for today. I really hope that you enjoyed this book, Giraffes Can't Dance by Giles Andre and Guy Parker Reese. My name again is Mrs. Thompson, and this was a 21st century video lesson for the Jamestown Public Schools. I hope you all have a great day.